Now, what we haven't mentioned yet is that long before any of this happened, Reed had been working on something in his lab, a teleportation system. It started small, really small. He was moving tiny objects across short distances, testing whether organic matter could survive the process. It was experimental, unfinished, and nowhere near ready for anything beyond a tabletop demonstration. But now, with Galactus bearing down on them and no way to fight a being that had existed since before their universe, Reed looked at his little teleportation experiment and asked himself the craziest question imaginable. What if he scaled it up? Not to move an object, not to move a person, to move the entire planet. He designed massive teleportation bridges, structures that could be built at key locations around the globe, synchronized to generate a warp field powerful enough to transport Earth itself to another solar system, somewhere Galactus couldn't reach them. Through the Future Foundation, Sue rallied the world's nations to cooperate, building the bridges and conserving the energy needed to power them. For a moment, it looked like it might actually work. Then, the Silver Surfer came back. She tore across the globe, taking out bridge after bridge, dismantling their only hope of escape. By the time she reached Times Square, it was the last one standing. And here's where Johnny Storm, of all people, became the hero no one expected. See, back when the Silver Surfer first arrived in Times Square, she had spoken to Johnny in her own language, a strange, alien phrase that no one could understand. Anyone else would have moved on. But something about that moment stuck with Johnny. He became obsessed with figuring out what she had said. He started digging through deep space transmissions that Reed had intercepted, recordings that contained the same language. Night after night, while Reed was building teleportation bridges and Sue was rallying the world, Johnny was sitting alone, listening to alien signals, piecing together a language that no human had ever spoken. And slowly, word by word, he cracked it.